Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a video game review. And yeah, I don't really do these too often, but today I'm going to be reviewing Batman Arkham Origins for the Xbox 360. Yeah, I think I showed you guys I bought this. I had to return a copy that didn't work, but this copy works for now. So yeah, that was good. I just finished the main story in the game, so I thought now would be a good time to do a video talking about it. And once again, I know most people are, as far as Batman video games go, they're definitely talking about, Batman Arkham Knight. And I probably would be too, except for the fact that, as I said in some of my previous videos, I do not have an Xbox One or an Xbox 360. We don't really have the money for it right now, to be honest. And, also the fact that it's just really expensive, and for now you can't even play like your Xbox 360 games on the Xbox One, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm gonna wait until it's a little bit less expensive, and maybe for like some kind of update that would come with the system where you can play the 360 games on it. I don't know. But I actually never played this one in the series. I played Arkham Asylum, I played Arkham City, but I never got around to playing the prequel to the series, which is Arkham Origins. And this game is also probably it's probably the least popular one in the series, because it was made by one of the different studios. Rocksteady didn't really work on this game, so that was a big thumbs down for people. And also that they changed the voice cast. Kevin Conroy's not voicing Bruce Wayne or Batman in this, and of course Mark Hamill's not voicing the Joker. But really, I don't think it's nearly as bad as some people say. I think the guy who did voice Batman and Bruce Wayne in this game, I kind of forget his name right now. Why don't we actually look that up together, huh? Have some fun. Just give me a second. Trying to find the voice cast right now. Yeah, Roger Craig Smith voiced Batman in this game. And let's see. Yeah, like I said, Troy Baker voiced the Joker. So yeah, of course, Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are definitely the definitive voices for the characters. But I don't think Roger Craig Smith or, of course, Troy Baker did a bad job in this. They're basically the next best choice, I won't say Roger Craig Smith did a perfect job compared to Kevin Conroy, but I do think he did a pretty solid job, especially compared to what he was stepping into, whose shoes he was filling. So I think he still did a pretty decent job. And I loved his work as Chris Redfield in the Resident Evil games too, so it still kind of worked for me. And Troy Baker just pretty much sounds like a younger Mark Hamill, pretty much. So really, he was pretty much dead on with his voice for the game. And like I said, this game is also, like I said, not probably the least popular in the series. But like I said, it's not as bad as people say, and there are some that have warmed up to it a little bit more over the years. But for me personally, I like it personally just as much as the other Arkham games that I played. Like I said, of course I haven't played Arkham Knight yet, but I pretty much think of it as on the same level as Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. But that's just me personally. I just think there's a lot of things that really work for this game, and like I said, the combat in these games, I didn't really say this yet, but anyway, the combat in these games are just really, really good. It's really easy to control, it's not really complicated or anything like that, But the result you get from like all that button pressing, it looks like such fluid motions and animation. The combat itself just looks so complex and interesting and fun to watch and things like that. It looks exactly like how Batman would fight and things like that. So the combat's always been great in these Arkham games, and it's no exception with this one. The combat continues to be great. I also really love Batman's design for this game. The suit he's wearing. I think it's probably my favorite one I've seen in a game so far. Of course, if you guys didn't know, I do have a figure from the Arkham Origins game of Batman, as well as a Joker. So I can go back and see what I thought of those figures. But yeah, it's definitely my favorite suit I've seen in a game so far. And let's see, there are other things I want to talk about. Like, for example, the story in this game. How does it compare to the other Arkham games I've played? You know, Asylum and City. Like I said, it's about on the same level for the most part. However, I will say that, like, what the criminals are trying to do in this game isn't like quite as intriguing as like Arkham City was. Okay, because Arkham City had that whole Hugo Strange thing going on that then eventually turned into like a Ra's al Ghul, type of storyline, which just really was a really epic turn in my opinion. The story in this one isn't quite on that level, I don't think, as far as like the criminal side of things. But what they do have in here is great for its own reasons. And it's not because of what the criminals are trying to do, it's because of what happens while they're trying to do it. Like, for example, we think one of the main villains in this is Black Mask, and that Black Mask put out a hit on Batman, $50 million. So we have like all these assassins coming to find you, like your Deathstroke, Copperhead, Deadshot, Lady Shiva, Bane, people like that, Firefly, just a couple other characters like that too. But Black Mask, turns out it's the introduction of the Joker in this game, and he ends up taking out Black Mask and sort of, being the one behind the bounty and things like that. And it's really simple what the Joker's trying to do, but what comes from that is the best part of the game, and that is Batman and Joker sort of interacting for the first time and having their first sort of like face-offs and things like that. And what this game does really well in the story is it really does a good job of showing the psychology between Batman and Joker. And that's always probably the most interesting part of the Batman stories. They just do that really well. And like we even see the Joker meeting Harley Quinn for the first time. We even get to play as Joker for a couple minutes as he's talking to Harley Quinn in the chair and things like that. Or on the couch, when he's being evaluated and things like that. And, of course, like Harley thinks he's falling in love with her and talking about her, but Joker's really talking about how fascinated and pulled in he is to this Batman person and things like that. So you really see that starting to click in his mind, and Joker could have easily died at one point in this game. Bane, basically sends him, falling down, a very high-story building. And Batman, of course, jumps down to save him and catch him in time. And, makes Joker wonder why he would do that, So that's explored a little bit, because Joker himself says, "I deserve to die, kill me." So, yeah, that was that had to be probably the best part of the game, to be completely honest. And, yeah, the other Arkham games explored that pretty well too, and I did read about some of the story in Arkham Knight, even though I haven't played it. It looks like they explore that pretty well again, because of course the Joker died at the end of Arkham City, so we can imagine the effect that would have on Batman's mind going into Arkham Knight. And they did that pretty well in Arkham Asylum too, but it was a little bit more of what you'd expect, really. So yeah, that part was really good. And to mention the assassins are after you in this game probably has the best boss fights in the entire series. Of course, like in Arkham Asylum, you had to fight the Titan Joker and the henchman on Titan and things like that. There's a little Bane boss fight, I think, too. It's been a while since I played that game, and you also had to fight Poison Ivy in that, which is a pretty decent one. And then in Arkham City, you had your Ra's al Ghul boss fight. You had your I can't remember exactly the other boss fights in that one. But as far as I know, in Arkham Knight, they really kind of do away with that. When you confront the big villains, they usually take care of it in a cutscene or a quick time event. There's no really all-out boss fight as far as I know. But in this game, you have a lot of great boss fights. You have a Killer Croc fight at the beginning of the game, which was a little bit short for my taste, but still pretty good while it went on. And then you also have probably the best boss fight in the game, had to be the Deathstroke boss fight. That one was difficult. Okay, I'll admit I died a couple times, but it's exactly what it should have been. It's a game of like counters and timing. As you're playing as Batman against Deathstroke, and that's exactly what it would be. And that fight just really delivered to me. I loved playing that. And then the Bane boss fight in this game is probably better than it was in Arkham Asylum, because this is when Bane wasn't quite as heavily mutated on the Venom as he is by the time of Arkham Asylum. So, he's a little bit more intelligent. He's actually a little more intimidating in this one to me. And there's even a scene where he finally does get amped up and all that Venom becomes like really, really bulky, like he is in Arkham Asylum, and he's like stomping through the halls, and you have to find a way, like you have to be like really resourceful to beat him. And that part was actually somewhat scary to me, just like hearing him stomping around looking for you. So that was really good too. And a boss fight that really surprised me in this one that I didn't expect to be as good as it was the Copperhead fight. I thought that was a really unique one. It had a lot of cool visuals, and it just was really fun to play through. And you don't really have a boss fight with Joker in this game, but at the end you do have a confrontation with him, and you're kind of knocking him around, and you're getting like some great dialogue between the two characters, so it really still worked. And then there's also like a Firefly fight. That one was pretty decent. It wasn't one of the best ones in the game, but it was pretty good, especially compared to the other ones in the Arkham series. And, I haven't done all the side stuff yet, so, I haven't fought, like, Mad Hatter or Lady Shiva yet, but I'm kind of hoping the Lady Shiva one is pretty good. I think it should be. I'll probably get to some of the side stuff at some point on my own. And I know I did some, like, playthrough videos, like, Let's Plays. I did one for Arkham Asylum. I did some of Arkham City, and then I did some of Bully, too, I remember. I didn't do it for this because it's just kind of hard to, like, angle my webcam at my aunt's here. And I don't know, I just kind of wanted to enjoy the game without having to talk through every part of it. But yeah, so the boss fights were great in this game too. And also one of the best things about this game was the relationship between Batman and Alfred and Batman and Commissioner Gordon. Because the title is a little bit misleading in this. It's not really about the origins of Arkham Asylum being created. So, it shouldn't really be called Arkham Origins. But maybe that's just referring to like the game series in general. But this is like about 2 years into Bruce being Batman, so he's still seen as like this vigilante that should be like captured by the police and stuff like that. So Commissioner Gordon's still a little bit sketchy on him and things like that. And so a lot of this is like proving that they kind of need to work together. So I really like that. And then Alfred, sort of like being unsure of what Bruce is actually doing, why he's going out there, but he eventually realizes the need for Batman at the end of the game, and Bruce becomes a little bit more, he understands Alfred's perspective a little bit more by the end of it, and just really developed relationships shown from the characters in this game. And the ending definitely leaves it open. They give like a little reference to Arkham Asylum at the end. Just to hear like in the credits like Quincy Sharp, the warden, of course, like talking about reopening the asylum. But yeah. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this game. I mean, great story. Probably, yeah, I said it wasn't as good as Arkham City, but that's only on like what the criminals are trying to do, like I said. But as far as the rest of the story, yeah, I think I'll say Arkham Origins had overall the best story out of any Arkham game I've played so far. I'm sure Arkham Knight's very good with the whole Joker being dead thing and what that does to Bruce's mind. But I think overall this game might be the best overall as far as everything they had going on in it. And yeah, so this may be my favorite Arkham game so far, actually. But I like parts of each of them. Arkham Asylum's, what started it first. Really proved that Batman game could be fantastic, and that game still is. So, yeah, overall, great story, great gameplay again. I think it's just as good as it ever was. I don't really think it's that different. It wasn't as different as people were saying it is. The combat's still great. The graphics are very nice. And, yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, I wasn't really planning on running it this long, but still not one of my longer videos I've made either. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Catch you guys next time. We'll be reviewing Fear the Walking Dead this weekend. Of course, that premieres Sunday, so I'll have a review out to you guys late Sunday, if not by Monday at some point. So you guys have that to look forward to. Catch you guys next time, and peace.